Good morning. Welcome to Wednesday Pilates. I forget what week it is. I have absolutely no idea what week, because we did so much pre our time together before, like in the holidays and school holidays, so we're not really into the term. So I'm guessing, well, officially we're in week 2 if I talk about us doing our 10-week program. So I'll give us all a little moment to see some of the beautiful little faces scroll on. Just in case you're wondering what is it that I need to have with me this morning, you will need a Pilates circle if you have one. You'll need a ball if you have one, and a band if you have one. I don't believe we're going to need the roller, but it's out here anyway, but you won't need it. Ball into the foot when you're ready. We will start with that opening of the foot, where the ball goes under the base of the big toe. We only need the one. Oh, today's Wednesday, the roll and release for my yoga people tonight, our special Wednesday class. I get to experience a little bit of fascial work for the whole of this month. Keep that ball here underneath the mid part of that foot, and just continue in your own time. We're just going to work across the front of the foot to what I call the forefoot. And then let's start to go down that outer edge, sort of like we're rolling off the outer edge of the foot. And after we've been to that outer edge, let's go and find the big arch. It's a little bit more ouchy, that arch. But again, if you've been doing a little bit of walking or maybe even some running, these feet will be very, very happy for you to release them. Very happy. Let's go on that inner arch. Good. And we might even give it a little bit of a massage, that inner arch, the foot. Just trying to get into these sort of tiny fascial pockets. Good. And then we'll go down to our heel, and we'll sit our weight into the back of the heel here. Just feeling that foot. Sort of like a little high heel, really. The heel's sort of high and the foot's quite low. Great. Okay, let's change those feet over here. Base of the big toe. Feels so much nicer, doesn't it? When you get that foot opened up. Alrighty, we'll run. Just take your time. We'll just run from base of the big toe to the little toe. Beautiful day out there today. Sun's shining, blue sky. Tide's really high because we're about to get a full moon. I don't know if it's tonight. I don't think it is tonight. I think it's coming. But you can always tell that a full moon's going to come because the tide is really high. So this morning, walking along like the front of the Esplanade right at South Cronulla, where like say the cafes and all that are, the water was like literally right up to the edge. Come down to that foot. So yeah. And the noise is, like, I think I was up at like say 5, and all I could hear was this thunderous sound of the ocean. The full moon is on its way. It's a special, I think they're always special moons. Pink moon, the orange moon, the something. My astrology people might be able to tell me that one. All right, let's go to that inner arch. Give it a bit of a massage. Bella always tells us that when they have this little saying that when they go out on their jobs, that all the crazies come out on the full moon. I don't know what they're going to get when they get called. Oh, the crazies come out, Mum, she says. Onto that heel. Alrighty, just get a little bit of weight into it. Then we're going to stand. We'll use our circle. Will be one of the first things that we'll go grab and we'll access. Alrighty, so balls can go away. And if you are joining me tonight in our little yoga roll and release, if you don't have your balls in, you know that you can use tennis balls, and you know that instead of having, like, say, a pouch like this, you can use a sock and put the balls into the sock. There's always a way. Always. There's always a solution. Grab your circle. So, here, what would our solution be for this? Just get your purple ball. Yep, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. I'm just loving all the photos that I get of people doing their little exercises. So in this one, I've got 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Won't matter which one it is. My back foot's where my weight goes. My front foot, therefore, is the one that's going to come off. I'm going to press my front foot into this circle, and I'm going to use my balance, and I'm going to zip up this core to keep me still. And ideally, I'm going to keep the gaze nice and low so that it helps me with my balance. So I see lots of creative ideas, which is awesome. And I saw someone with a soccer ball the other day, which, it's round and it'd be a bit rough in the old back when you're lying into it, but it's round and it would be fine for anything where we need to lift up on or to balance the back of the pelvis on. And let's step forward and we'll weight forward, and the back leg's going to press in. And I guess the caption of the picture was, Lisa, what can I do to stop my dog always wanting to join me every time I do, I do my Pilates? This puppy dog sitting on this person's lap as she's got the ball. Everyone wants to join in the fun. Alrighty, let's get 2 and 1. Now, let's just place the feet onto the floor. Here's where we're going to do the first part of our roll downs. We're going to do 2 like this. I have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. I'm going to bend the knees a little. Chin will drop into the chest and get ready to roll forward. This is a little harder. It's like that tightrope one we often do. At the bottom, breathe in. Good. And then come up slow on the exhale. So reset, restack, one vertebra on top of the other. You notice that the shoulders will come up and then the head will come up. We've got 2. Inhale. Exhale, chin to chest, zip up that belly, that's going to keep us nice and stable. Head heavy, arms heavy, hang on down, breath comes in, good, and we're up, exhaling, stacking. This is really worth, the opportunity for us, we'll change legs, to use those balls in our feet, because now that we know that we've got this nice sort of stable base, our balance is going to be 100% better. Back foot has our weight, top leg is our little pressing. Can't believe it's Wednesday already. Awesome, we have 4 there, and then we get to do that back leg. Yep, 3, 2, 1, step, balance, and pull on in. Pushing that back leg into our front leg here. Hope you've put your order in for Mother's Day. Mother's Day breakfast, Mother's Day lunch, Mother's Day dinner. 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, feet on the mat. Here's our little tightrope. Get ready. Exhale, chin, chest, zip on up. Down we go. Let the head go loose, let the arms go loose. Big deep breath in. Get exhale, curl on, up, 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 up we go. Stacking the shoulders. Then the head follows. Here's our very last one. Inhale. Keep that balance. Find that pelvic floor. Inhale. Keep exhale. Zip up that belly. Curl it on up. They're a little harder with 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Yep. All right. Circle, done, dusted. Find your way down to the floor. This is our little neutral spine pelvis. Get your props ready. All right, we're in business. Arms by our sides, chin to chest. Back of the neck is long. Feet at hip distance. Arms are parallel by the side so that we can rock the pelvis forward and back and forward and back. Excellent. Just a warm up into that pelvic structure here. Stretching the muscles, flexing the muscles, gentle rocking action. And then you know you've got to find your neutral. Yeah. Okay. Halfway between the flat back and our arched back. Pubic bone parallel to the roof, back of the pelvis parallel to the floor, space between the lower back and the mat, ribs, boom, they're on. Yeah, lots of things happening. Not only are the ribs on, but the ribs are in. So I'm going to watch that I don't feel like I'm doing this. I have this big wide rib cage. I've got that corset on and I'm nice and contained. So I've got some control going on here. And then as we take a breath in, we've got that sinking in the navel and we've got the waist pulling in. Remember we talked about, and you'll keep doing that for me, we talked about imagining where that intersection might be. Where's the intersection between the navel pulling down and the waist zipping in? Okay. And then we can also start to perhaps create a bit of a picture, an image in our mind of the belly button being, I talk about that funnel. So we're going to funnel, you know, our liquid down into the, we'll pour the liquid down into the funnel. So we've got this big wide mouth that comes down on a diagonal and then that really nice neck going down. Can we imagine that that's what our belly button is? Our belly button's the mouth of the funnel, yep. And the abdominal muscles are being drawn into the mouth of the funnel and then they're drawing down the neck of the funnel. Okay. And then it all gets to soften and relax. Okay. Let's try and use that little analogy and really get some core deep work on. We're conscious of not squeezing our bumps. We're not using our legs. Can we soften the rest of the body as we do this? Okay, so let's not make it about our necks or our shoulders or our arms or our legs. Let's give the abs their credit, their time to shine, yeah? So use your next breath out when you're ready to tilt the pelvis back. Okay, let's just hang here for a moment. Tilt it back as far as you can and just notice that contraction of the abdominal muscles. Okay, so my ribs are cinching down towards my pubic bone. That front part of my body shortens. Okay, the distance between my pubic bone and my sternum gets shorter. So there's work in the abs going on. Now keep it really short as you lift your tailbone off the floor really slowly. Then we get no choice but to lengthen the front of the body out. Yep. And then your knees are shooting forward like they're going to clear your ankles. Breathe in. Good. And you're down for me. Exhale. The funnel, remember it. Control the spine down. Here comes that short front body. Okay, sternum and pubic bone. Abs are on. And then we rock back through and there you go. There's your neutral. Okay, let's get a couple more mindful versions of this pelvic curl. Exhale, tilt back. Shorten that gap. Yep, up we lift. Hold the left for a breath in. Down we go on the exhale. Funnel, vertebrae by vertebrae. Down we go. Where's your neutral? And we park it here. Off we go again. One more. And then we fancy it up a little bit if we want to. Always nice to do the fundamental poses first. Always a great opportunity to warm us up. And then we can, if we want to, up the ante. We could use a ball, but if you have a circle, we might use that as something a little bit different because we often use the ball. Can we do a heel on the circle with a pelvic curl? Okay, so the weight's down there in my left foot. Exhale, tilt the pelvis back. Press. Have a very light touch on that circle. Can I keep it as still as possible? Doing my best. Puts a lot of effort into this left leg. Yeah, inhale, exhale, tilt back. Press with the left leg. How still can I make my right? Breathe in there. Good. Exhale on my way back down. Slow it down, slow it down. Control, control, control. Don't let gravity force us down. We'll get 4 on each leg out. Exhale, back, left. Off we run with it. Inhale at the top. And super slow on the way down. Finding neutral. Last one on this leg. Should really feel some effort and that usage of the left. Yeah, that left hamstring. Inhale, exhale on the way back down. I could feel mine. All right, get ready to switch to the legs. You might need to do a little bit of a shuffle. I think I will. otherwise I'm not square enough. Light touch on my circle. Right leg on the floor. Get ready. Up, up, up we go. Inhale. Connect into the core. Control it. 1 down, 3 to go. Up we lift. Exhale, tilt. Yeah, nice big squeeze into those glutes. Breathe in. Good. Exhale, control down. Yep. And here's number 3. Off we go. Hold it up. Inhale. Down, 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 down. Get ready for your last one. And we can tick pelvic curling off on the list. Yeah. Inhale. Beautiful. Down we go, down we go, down we go. Now we're going to keep this circle. Head. This one's for Katie. I mentioned a little earlier on, we did some with the band and I talked about that, the ab roller. And we say, bring back the ab roller. This is really the ab roller now, isn't it? It's not too dissimilar. But the nice thing that I like about it, and what I liked about using the band, and we did the band 2 ways. We lied on it, and then the other, one of the other classes I did it very much like this, it sort of wrapped around the base of the skull, is that it also helps to give you a bit of length in that cervical part of the spine, some traction really. And you don't have to do anything fancy by holding onto this. Like I've got my, you know, the knife edge of my hands holding it. You can hold the sides. You don't have to. There's no rhyme or reason for how I'm holding it. I just don't want to overload my arms. That's why I'm having them snug into my body. But you have to be comfortable. You have to keep neutral. And the nice thing again about it is that it takes the neck out of the equation. And if we're using the neck right up front in our first 2 moves, we're in trouble. It's going to be a really long Pilates class. Here we go. 2 more. Chest lift. 1 more. Alright, front body done. We've got to get hula out. We're going to try. We're going to experiment because we're creative. Can we keep the circle behind the back of the head and take a twist with it? Exhale, twist. Oh yeah, we can. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale back down. Exhale to the left. So I said to Brett one day, I think I might write like a little memoirs of things I've learned, or I might do a live on the things I've learned in over these last 6 weeks. Because there's been lots of learning, as we know. And he said, well, I think one you can put on your list is thinking on your feet, because you've had to do a lot of that. It's amazing what you can do when you have to think on your feet. This is one. This is a made up one. Right here, right now. You guys are privy. Alright, 1 more on each side. I don't know about you, but you sort of get to feel your arms a bit in this as well. Hula done with the circle. Alright, let's take it out. And we get to go into spine twist, where the knees go side to side. We'll challenge ourselves in this one by having less arm contact. If you're okay with it, you might put your arms here behind the back of your head. If not, you could maybe do this little goalposty number where the fingers point towards the roof. That's way easier than the flippy back version. Your choice, but shall I say, watch that when you do it, that you don't let this happen, because I could feel it straight away I was wanting to do that, so I had to remind myself, rib cage down, ribs in. And now I've got that sorted and I'm in neutral, I can bring the legs up off the floor. And we'll go out to the left on our inhale. Good. And then coming back slowly on our exhale. Yep. Inhale out to the right, leaving that left elbow on, pulling back through my left side waist. The exhale brings the knees back to center. Going out to our left again, breath comes in. Yep. Connecting to the core, and that right side draws us back. Good. Keeping the ribs contained. Inhale. Yeah. Exhale. Slow on the way back. Yep. So don't throw them back. Don't let gravity toss them down here. Yep. And really pull with the side waist back to center. So imagine going on the way out, we've got that block or the ball against the leg. We do that, you know, right at the word go of this sort of series, and then we're pressing back on the return. So all of it is like it's working against resistance. I'm controlling going out, and there's this resistance that I'm pressing into to come back. Inhale out to our right with resistance. And again, with that same effort, that same intention, pulling back, identifying the waist. Inhale out to our left. Again, really mindful it's the right side that brings us back. Pull, 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 step, park. Here's our last one, our right hand side inhale. Good. And then with resistance, with intention, we pull on back. Hang in here for me. And those arms can come back down by the sides. Reversing that chest lift, that curl. I like to put my little finger down and like what I will call that, say that knife edge down, so that I don't use my traps, okay, but I use my lats instead. Reverse, exhale, roll back on, okay. Up and on. Keep that chin dropping down towards the chest. If I let my head tip up, I'm going to strain through the back of my neck. Okay, so exhale, control down. And you'll notice this is not necessarily this big, wild kind of movement. But all I'm trying to do is use the lower abs to get some of the lumbar vertebrae off the floor. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, take a rest. Breaststroke is where we're going to head to next. Knees stay here, stacked over our hips. Okay. We'll just hang in here for a moment because I want to do a bit of a combo with leg lifts, hip openers, and breaststroke. So there's a little bit of a combo, let's call it, going on. And that they all build, they all layer. Let's start with the right leg tapping. Yeah. And then the right leg coming back up, and then the left leg tapping. We'll just layer, we'll just get the gist of things, we'll get that brain switched on, so it knows what we're asking it to do. So when I move my legs, I'm saying to my trunk, you please stay still, ribs, you still stay in, belly, you still stay drawing in. So we've got that little tap, and the lift, and the tap, and the lift. With the right leg, take it out to the side, your hip openers. With your inner thigh, pull it back. Yep. With your left leg, open out. Left leg draws back in. Keep still on the opposite side. So if my leg's going out to the right, I'm very still on my left. Pull with intention the inner thigh to park. Left leg will go out to the side. Again, using the inner thigh, the inner leg muscles, the inner groin. Up comes the left. Okay, remember the idea of when we controlled the spine twist legs, okay, and we brought them back with intention. So there's no rush. I told this in our meditation. Nowhere to be, nowhere to go, nothing to do, but to be. So no rush. Alright, so let's make our right one the last one. Then can we combine the breaststroke action? So legs go out, around, and in. Out, around, and in. I need to give myself a little bit more room. Okay. So I'm in the pool and I'm doing breaststroke. And watching that my back doesn't arch. Keep that nice, smooth control here. We can see that this is double knee opening, yeah? Double hip openers. One more breaststroke. Hold it here. Let's go toe tap, other leg. double knee opens, yeah, double knee close, double knee opens, breaststroke, single toe tap, tap it, other side tap it, double hip openers, close them, like you're pressing into the ball, open them against resistance, one breaststroke, off we go, tap and tap, that back's very still, double hip openers, again, don't load down through those arms, keep them soft, double knee openers or double hip openers, off we go, take that swim, good, single, single, the doubles with a swim. Okay, let's do two more in the combo, single leg, really keeping that belly tight, okay, we don't want that back to move. All right, open, swim, last of the combos, single toe tap, double openers, here we go, one last one for the swim, yes, hug, because you're going to need it, nice, you always need that little tiny hug at the end to really lengthen and re-stretch out those back muscles. It's also a nice precursor for us to get us up to sit. So in any time that you're ready to come on up, rock up. This is where we wanted that ball. You can use your soccer ball, yes. You can use anything round. But we're back on this angle here, ball in the back, and we are going to revisit those leg lifts. You could, if you get tired, here's your modification, or scrap the ball altogether and go down onto your back. Yep. It's revisiting those single leg lifts. Here's where it's going to be a little stronger. Arms can be wherever you wish, but it's that same single leg lift. We follow the same principle of the knee stacking of the hips. So in other words, I haven't done this little sort of yank in. It's a lift. Whenever I work through this action, I always think of the lift being like, I don't know, I think Pinocchio. I don't know, well, I know why, because I feel like he's on a little string, he's on a little puppet on a string, and so when I pull the string, whoop, up comes my leg, and then I let the string go, and down it floats. And I keep that image in my mind so that I don't start to feel like I'm trying to use my legs. So puppet on a string, up it comes, let the string go, leg goes down. Awesome. We'll do two more. And one on each. This next one we change, bring the right leg back up, but instead, go and give it like a single leg stretch for me. Lift it, lengthen it, bring it in, tap it down. So if you think, oh wow, it's burning and I need a little, I want to keep doing it, but I need a little break, then this is where those arms would go. Yeah. It's a great modification. It still gets you to do the action. You just don't have it is intense in the belly. We're going to do just two more, and I'll bring us up for a break because I've got a couple more to go on this. This is hard. One more, no doubt about that. Okay, your left's going to be your last. All right, let's pull on up. Give ourselves a little bit of a breather. I have two more to do. We will do double leg lifts, and we'll do a leg lift with a twist. So we should probably do the twisty one first. If you can see what we're doing really in essence here, we're doing single leg stretch. Yep, single leg stretch that's on the floor. Pop the hands behind the back of the head. Lift the left leg up. Good. And then as it extends out, let's just reach the opposite arm out. So I've got right arm, left leg. Good. Right lifts, right stretches out, left arm cuts across, in and down. Leg lifts, stretch and reach, bring it back in, tap it down, lift it, stretch it, and down. So remember, if we start to feel that we're losing neutral, that the belly isn't working, but the back's trying to, we go straight to the mat, we get rid of the ball, and we just do this as a mat-based movement. Let's get two more out on each of the legs. Lift, twist, One more in each of the legs. Our right's going to be our last one. Yeah. And we will come on up, reach it out, draw it in, take a little rest, stretch out that belly so it's not so contracted. And as we prep for double leg stretch, or those double legs going out and in, you might choose to pop your hands onto the floor, up to you. Okay. But make sure that you've got this really stable, strong, firm foundation. Okay. You might think, I could do it on elbows, or like little, in yoga I call them these little mangrove fingers. Double legs go out and in, and out and in. Sit on that angle properly, breathing out and in. Awesome. I think we can get maybe 5 more out. We've already done 3, so there's 8. 5, 4, 3, 2, the legs going out to hundreds, and 1, and down, and reach, and curl up. And you deserve your hamstring stretch, for sure. Right leg, band around the leg. Heavy down with the left leg, and just holding onto the band to support the back of this hammy. Encourage the right bottom cheek to reach down to the end of the mat. Pull the toes down, press out through your heel. Allow the band to move over into your left hand. Right arm will balance you, just bring the legs slowly across, just a little bit. You'll just notice the change of the stretch here. Okay. Maybe if you feel comfortable with it, you can turn the leg in. So in other words, my right leg is turning to the left, it's turning inwards. I'm not going to let it buckle behind the back of my legs. I'm going to try and keep this leg nice and long and straight. Keep sending the right bottom cheek down to the end of the mat. Okay, really important to keep that stretch. These legs less active when they don't need to be. Yeah, they do a good enough job as it is. They need some downtime. They need some rest out. Good. Bringing the leg back to the center. Square it back up when you're ready. Find the band on your left leg. All right. Toes are down. Heel is up. We're got hold of this band. Send the left bottom cheek down to the end of the mat, square it all up. These legs will feel so much better after this. Bend in your right hand. Try that internal rotation of the leg. If it works for you, bring it across. Don't let just that internal number affect the alignment of your hips. Okay, so just keep recorrecting, re-perfecting the alignment. Bringing the leg back to center and releasing it out from underneath. We'll run the 2 legs long. Hopefully you've got some room. So you'll just excuse my little corner of the room here. Arms are meant to be long and legs are meant to be long. And we can see what happens when those arms go above. The ribs love to flare. So we're heading into hundreds prep. Find your rib cage back down onto the floor here. Reconfigure, shall we say, the spine back into neutral. The corset's on, yeah, so those ribs are contained there in my back of my pubic bone. My back of my pelvis is on the floor. My front pubic bone is parallel to the roof. Legs come back together. Inhale, drag the toes along the floor. Notice no movement in your spine. Head up into your hundreds position as you breathe it out. Breathe it in back to tiptoes. Slide long, everything stays in neutral, ready for us then to breathe in. Run the toes, try not to let those ribs lift. Exhale, unfold to hundreds. Yep. Breathe in back to tiptoes, breathe out, off we go. Legs long, ribs are in. Couple more, breathe it in. Good. Funnel. Exhale those abs. Inhale. Exhale. Keep this neutral. This is where I find I lose it. Yep. Inhale. I have to work really hard to stop anything from either arching or flattening. I think we've got 2 of us left, and then we'll go into your favourite. Last one. Stay with it. Find your hundreds, breathing in and out. Modify bent knees if you need to. For number 2, it could even be popping that head onto the floor. Coming up for number 3. Do a little combo if you want to. 4. 5. Feel the inner thighs and get closer to each other. 6. 7. 8. Number 9, we are close. Keep pulling the inner thighs together. You've got 1 more set for 10. And you made it. Yes. Bring the legs for me here. Just so that the knees stack over the hips. 1 more time. We are going to find that hundreds position and take us into what we call coordination number 1. Exhale, lift up. Number 1 is your right leg opening and then closing. And then your left leg opening and closing. And then come back to knees at 9 in your hip. We'll find the mat. Unfold on the exhale into hundreds. Yep. Keep the angle, just open the leg, close the leg, open the leg, close the leg, bend the knees and find yourself to start. Unfold, breathe it out. Open, close, open, close, starting posing. Try 4 more. Unfold, open, open, trying to keep the rest of the body still. So whilst my right leg opens, my left leg is going to stay very still. We'll make this our last one. Rest knees to chest. Coordination number 1, tick. Coordination number 2 is basically just taking our legs into hundreds and both legs will separate. Yep. So it's not a single leg, it's a double leg separation. Let's find it. Exhale. Open, close, back in. It's a little quicker. Yeah? Unfold, open, close, together. One more. And done. Great. Okay. Just get your band for me for a moment. Let's see. Come on up. I'm going to try this around the ankles. Notice the difference between having the band and having no band, and what resistance does. Okay, what resistance does to this movement. It will be interesting to see. Okay. So we start with arms up. We have to be pulling against the tension of the band, so neutral. Legs come up, yep. Inhale, exhale hundreds from K. Pull apart, back in. Do it again. Pull apart and back in. Don't let it fling you back in, yeah? So tension, tension, keep the tension, yep. And again, pushing it out, pushing further out, keep the push out. 4 more, keep the tension, but more tension on the press away. 3 to go. Last 2. And finish this one off. Yes. Take the band off the ankles. And then when you're ready, you can undo the band. So we don't need it in its little loop any longer. And what we will do is take ourselves from our lying position to our leg circles. Now leg circles, it's about the stability, and I taught us that coordination to lead us into what we're going to do here in our leg circles. So they're really not leg circles, okay, but we sort of know them in terms of where it sits in our sequence. We know them as leg circles. We are going to lay the head down. We will extend the legs out into hundreds, but they will split like a pair of scissors, like they normally would. You know how we have one leg up, one leg down. My leg down, whichever one it is, can stay if I wanted to, okay, but it doesn't have to. If you had like a shiny floor like mine, and you're on, you could actually still keep it down there. The legs are going to do that split. Okay, they're going to pull away from the midline. My right leg will pull across to the right, and my left will pull across to the left, and then they'll cinch back into where they started. My left leg could hover above that floor line, but I would really want to make sure that if it is, that I am still being able to maintain this neutral place of my of my spine. So legs pull apart, and then they sort of, you know, like it's like an accordion, yeah? Legs pull apart, then zoop, they zip back in. Okay. And all of the inward action is coming from the inner leg, yeah? So lead with the inner thigh. Okay, relax on the way out, lead with the inner thigh, and we have 4. Zip it in. 3. 2. And 1. Split the legs. Do it on this side. Split and in. And split and in. You don't have to have fancy feet, okay? So you can pull the toes back if you wanted to. You don't have to have little ballerina legs. Okay, zip with the inner thigh. Go out, lead, coming in with the inner thigh. Awesome. Get 4 of these out and we can call it quits. Yep. Hang in there. 3. Ribs are contained. Yep. 2. Here's that last one. Zip, zip, zip. Yeah, hug it. That's a hard version of leg circles, no doubt. That unfolded band, if you can bring it for me around your feet, we will loop it around both. If you don't have a band, that's okay. You could use a strap, some kind of strapping system. We talk about the dressing gown strap or the big long belt, whatever you might have. It's really just to help us come up in this instance. Chin, chest, it's roll-ups, but it's double leg roll-ups. Kick in that core. Yep. Use the band as much as you might need. It's 1 spine twist on each side as we come here. So twist it, head down, zoop. Control, don't let gravity feed you down. Okay, you're in charge here. It's an inhale, head and shoulders. It's an exhale because we need as much help in that core as we can to bring us up. Once we're up nice and tall, find the twist, 1 each side. Head on back down, inner thigh, zip together, chin, chest, lumbar, goes into that mat first, mid-back, shoulders, head, inhale, head and shoulders, yep. Exhale, connect into the core. Squeeze the inner thighs together, get that pelvic floor helping. Let everything in the abdominal region, under that umbrella of core, help out. We need it. Full range roll-ups are not easy. And you know, often in class I'll pop a little weight over, your legs, if you need some help to weight them down. So again, you might have something at home that you could use to do that. Or, keep going, notice the difference if you push your feet into the wall. Okay, so if you need some help, it can be handy to have that little press of the feet into the wall, and you can push to come on up. It's another help. I know people do it under they lock their legs underneath the bed or like the lounge or something. I get it, but I think what it can sometimes do too is it can activate the shins a little bit, so you actually start to get this like burn sensation down through the fronts of the legs. And you always ask yourself the question, oh, that's burning my legs. I wonder why. Because I'm using them, maybe. Should I be? Maybe not. So if something is working that shouldn't be, then maybe the real muscle that should be working, for example, the abs, are not doing as much of a job as they should be. Oh, I forgot our little twist. Too busy worrying about my legs underneath the lounge. All right, let's get 2 more of these out. And the twist. The twist is really just to get those obliques working a bit more, give us a bit of bicep or arm work as well. You'll notice that the bicep sort of works a little bit because of the bend of the elbow there that we've got. Awesome. Take it from here as we stay with the band. Just ease it off the legs. Widen the legs to our split legs. As we go into spine stretch, we're going to take windscreen wiper arms. So it'll literally be spine stretch with a twist. Yeah. Okay. Right up onto those sit bones. Exhale for the dive over. Inhale for the lift up. Okay, here's that windscreen wiper. So I'm going to rotate around towards the left leg. I'm going to square back up with the mat, rotate around to the right leg, square back up, round down to the mat, curl up for the lift. Sit up, dive over on our exhale. Lengthen the spine on the inhale, drop the shoulders, yeah. Windscreen wiper left, square up, windscreen wiper right, back to where we started, up, lift, sit and stack. Let's get 2 more out, up and over, up we lift, windscreen wiper left, windscreen wiper right, yeah, and down, and up, and 1 more. Dive it over. Okay, use your back to lift you up. There's your inhale. Slide the shoulder blades down the back, engage them. Off we go, rotate, square, dive over, curl it up, take a seat. Good. Help those legs come back into the center. Over for the knees, so let's go kneeling. If you need some padding, roll up your mat or put something else a little softer underneath the backs of the knees. I call this the Z twist. We've done it before. We're mindful here that it's not this action. So that means I'm moving my pelvis. Okay, you can see it tipping forward and back. My pelvis stays still as I hinge from my knees. Okay, so that's why I say, if you need something on them, then pull them, then add something to them. Otherwise it's a hinge and back up. Do whatever you want with the arms. Engage that core, pull, so there's less legs. Inhale on the hinge back. Exhale on the lift back up. Inhale, hinge back. Exhale, square up. Last 2. 1 more. Perfecto. 1 more. Tricep extension. Stay where you are. Extend the arm up towards the ceiling. Pull the other arm down to your bum, down to the floor. Now, if you want to get a little fancy, add the hinge. If you don't want to, that's all good. I would have to say that the hinging is probably my least favorite Pilates move. Let's get 3, 2, 1. Other arm, hinge or no hinge. Your choice. Hinge or no hinge. All right, in. Oh, my knees are getting a little wider than they need to be. Hinge back. And if you find that your toes are having a little cramp, that's because they're in a mini, what we call plantar flexion, so they're almost going into a point. Tuck the toes under. Okay, that'll stretch the fascia as opposed to shortening it. It'll feel a little nicer on your feet, particularly if they're wanting to cramp. 3, 2, 1. Done. Least favorite. Here we go. All fours. Stack shoulders under, above the wrists, so align knees, align with hips. Back should be flat. In other words, it's that little tabletop number that we've created here. Slide the left leg back. This is what we call quadruped 4. So we're on all fours. Left leg will lift. Doesn't twist the pelvis, it keeps it square. Belly pulls up and in. A light touch of this right hand. And then reach the right arm then out. Directly out in front. Belly up and in. Shoulder sliding down the back. And holding. Watching that you're not loading through that left wrist. Yeah. Bring the elbow in, bring the knee in. Don't let your back move. Good. Pulling in. And releasing out into that quadruped. Leg lifts, but the hip stays still. So we don't want to rotate here. 4 more. Pull in. 3. 2. Do 1 last one. And hold it. Bring the foot back down. Long left leg. Put it down to the floor, tuck the ball of the foot under. We're going to lift the right shin off the floor and take ourselves into almost like a half a plank. My right shin's hovering above the floor. I'm going to hang in here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Both knees go back onto the mat. It would be the right leg out behind now. Get ready to lift just the right. Belly up and in. Watch we don't load through the left arm. And out goes, sorry, the right arm I should say. Out goes our left. Hold it. Belly in a little tighter. Get ready to move. In with the knee. Yeah. In with the elbow. So it's not an elbow to knee. There's no twist. My head doesn't sort of drop down and we don't tuck in. We really just refine the arm and the leg movement. Okay, we've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, that leg goes to the floor, the long leg. It's straight. The ball of the foot tucks under, the belly pulls up and in, the left shin pulls off the floor in a half plank if we can. Otherwise, stay with it like this. This is awesome. There's nothing wrong with this. We'll count it out for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a child's pose. Rest, rest, rest. And breathe in as we lift up, collect your ball. It's going to sit here in the back of the leg between hamstring and calf. Hands are underneath our forehead. We need to keep these guys pressing into one another because we're going to lift this single leg. It's now about our buttocks because of glute work. Watch that the pubic bone doesn't sort of leave the floor, so we've got pubic bone parallel to our mats. Soft shoulders, lift and lower. Lift and lower. So a little bit of glute activation. And the nice thing about this, so say very similar to when we do clams or anything like that, we're really saying to the right glute, you know, it's your job now, off you go. Sometimes what happens in glute work, because they usually work in synergy, they work together, it's often hard to work out which one might be weaker than the other, which one might be taking more load than the other, and that can happen, then the pelvis can skew. So this is isolation, yeah. It's glute isolation. Awesome. Can we get another 5? Single leg lifts. 4, 3, 2, and 1. 4 sits itself over into the other leg, so squishing calf and hammy. And we find the right leg getting its rest time and the left is up and running. Good, so keep that pubic bone pressing down into the floor. Little glute squeeze up and down with that left leg. We've got 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Alrighty, so let's do it as a double, but the change will be we're going to pop this ball into the ankles now. I don't think it'll fit behind the back of the knees, but if you can get it to fit behind the back of the knees, knock yourself out. And then, oh, she says, trying to keep that ball between her ankles. Try and lift the 2 thighs up off the floor. You might need to go wide knees. And if it doesn't work, just scrap it. Oh, there you go. You've got to go wide legs. Excellent. Yeah. I reckon I've got 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the last one. Can we get 5 counts out here? 5, yes. 4, 3, keep them high. 2, and 1. We can let the ball do what it wants to do. Give me a little child's pose here. Yeah, wriggle on back. And if you've got a seat that you want to sit on, go for it. If you have, and if you haven't, that's all good. Go lie on your back for me because mine's here, and I'm going to find it easy just to roll on over onto my step. We'll do our ankle at knee here, or you can do it lying on your back, or you can have your foot up against the wall. I'm just looking out there at the ocean, and I don't know why it came to my mind. We saw a seal today, this morning. So supposedly there's been a seal up in the waterways, like up in Gunnamatta. Bring your chest towards the thigh, and that was maybe about 2 weeks ago. I think I saw it. It was on like Everything Sutherland Show. It was a post, and they were saying, the post said, "Oh, we have a seal up, and it's because all the waterways are so clean because people aren't out in their boats, and the wildlife can come up there." Well, seals don't go up there to find fresh water or to find clean water to change the legs. Seals usually end up in places like this. I'm no expert, but I'm just saying because we've had them before. Because they get either 1, lost, or 2, they're sick. So we had one maybe it was like a year ago, and he was up on one of the rocks that are just round a little bit further, and was in there, and the wildlife people come and they put big signs up to say, "Look, he's okay. We're watching him. We're monitoring him, but please don't go and poke him or see that he's dead or alive. He's okay." And basically like a little story of why they find themselves in places where you would least likely find. But he was swimming, and he had his little fin up. Cute. Nice way to start the day. I hope he's okay. Alright, so come to stand for me, everyone. Oh, we've done Wednesday Pilates. Alright, soft knees, dangly arms, take a breath in. Okay, exhale, chin to chest, float forward. Heavy head, dangly arms. Let your head nod, forward and back. Forward and back. Stop it there into the center, give me one side to side. Loosen everything up. Get ready to stop and breathe in. We're going to exhale to find our way up to stack. And I'm going to ask you, when you do jump on, and even if you're not with me this morning, but any time if you do jump on, I'm not asking for an essay, but maybe just give me a little, hi Lise, did today's class, and then I know that you've done a class, because what I'm doing is that if I haven't seen people being on, I'll send them a little message and go, how are you going? Have you been doing your Pilates? So I'm a little bit like Big Brother. I'm looking out for you, and I'm just trying to keep you accountable, because I feel like that's also my job. I'm not going to pester you, but sometimes it's like, oh gosh, I forgot. I haven't done my Pilates for the week, or I can't always make the lives when Lisa does them. And then you end up having to do the delay, which is fantastic. That's the beauty of being on your Facebook page. It's just nice for me to know how you're going, and I do like to check up on you, particularly if I haven't seen you doing it for like the week. You will get a little reminder from me, because I need to keep us all on track. Your exercise is super important for you. Go enjoy, if you're with me this morning, go and enjoy the beautiful day. It is gorgeous out there, make the most of it. If I don't see you again this week, which is Thursday or Saturday, for my mums, have a beautiful Mother's Day. I hope you get spoiled, and that, and even if you don't, just spoil yourself. To me, from me, they're the best gifts. So, have a beautiful day.